Hi everyone, it's Aussie Prepper here. I just wanted to do a quick video on one of my storage sheds that I keep my preps in. As this is my first video, I'll also give you a brief bit of info regarding why I prep and what I'm prepping for, and also who I'm prepping for. Yeah. So please keep in mind, this is not all my preparations. Obviously I can't store them all in one place. That'll be a terrible idea in case of fire or accident or someone discovering your shed. Yeah. Just security wise, I've got a one large lock on a pad bolt, 2 locks on clasps, and I got solar panel lights and a solar light in the front, and also a solar powered exhaust vent, just because you don't want anything that you're keeping, such as your rice and beans or anything like that, any kind of food like that, you gotta keep them cool. So it does a pretty good job of that. So we'll just step on inside and take a look. That's just a little exhaust fan. It's not very big, but it keeps the shed nice and cool. Now, first thing you're going to see is a little 5-gallon water container I got there, and yeah, it's not for general water storage or anything like that. That'd be an insanely small amount of water to store. This is just for if I need to grab some water and be on the go straight away. Doesn't take about 30 seconds to fill that up. So yeah, when it comes to water storage, we have 3 12,000 gallon tanks and a 5,000 gallon tank on the property. So water isn't really that much of an issue if we're staying here. But also if we're going, that size container, maybe 2 more of them would be really all we could take to be weight sufficient for the vehicle. Because if you just weigh your vehicle down with everything, if you're bugging out or something like that, you're gonna weigh yourself down more with fuel for the extra fuel consumption for the weight. So just to keep that in mind, you can find water along the way. It is good to make sure you take some with you though, so that's why I've just got the 20 litre or 5 gallon with me. And this is just one of the little solar panelled work lights. Yeah, it's nothing much, but if you need to go at night time, there's a dependable light source up here, and I've actually got 2 of them up in here. Another one up in that corner. The samurai sword you can see here. When I first did that, it was actually a bit of a joke from The Walking Dead. But it's actually come in handy quite a lot of times with regards to snakes and yeah, just those duties that you need pretty good long reach for. I find it's a pretty useful blade. I don't think I'd take it into a fight though. But yeah, let's just check out some more of the cupboard, shall we? So these are just basic garage storage sheds. They're made by Cobalt, and they're actually pretty decent. I bought a single one. This is the one that I'm looking now is the jumbo, and I've also got the large. I bought a medium to do a security test on, and by security test I mean, well, we beat the hell out of it to see when it would open, and surprisingly it took a fair amount to open it. So I was quite happy with the performance. The only thing I found lacking was it only had this and a single lock. So I put installed 2 pad bolts on the top, and I just lock them with small padlocks. Yeah, this is a quite cramped shed, but these doors are removable, so it comes in great handy if I need to move out quickly. Lots of stuff. Okay, so first of all, once this focuses, I've got, I'm just starting to build my supplies for this shed. My other storage areas are chockers at the moment, so I'm just starting another storage area. I've got a 120 hour Tri-Wick survival candle up there, some waterproof matches, citronella, torch oil, and that actually comes in quite handy when you're camping and stuff like that. I've got 300 feet of paracord there. That stuff's all been tested. I've got a couple of life straws there. This stuff here is elbow guards and knee pads. Now that stuff I had basically from motorcycle riding and stuff like that. It actually came in quite handy on a fair few bushwalks. So I keep them there just in case, you know, God forbid everything goes to hell and you're in a WROL situation or something like that, and you've got, you know, those rural orders and whatnot going around. Protective equipment comes in quite handy if you're by yourself, or if you're just the prime target, etc. These here, these are just these are torches actually, but they're actually expandable, so you can grab it and twist it and it extends out, so you can use it as a baton as well as a torch. Just a moment, I can pin this door back. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, so the 2 quivers behind there, I've got a heap of hunting arrows and whatnot. There to go along with my compound bows here that I have. They're just Apex Berserker compound bows, and yeah, they're not the best bows, but they are accurate once you sight them in, and they do cause a fair bit of damage on whatever you're going after. Personally, I do not go hunting. I only do target practice. However, I have shot raw meat, raw chickens, big slabs of processed meat and whatnot with it. And you know, the broadheads that I have on those arrows work pretty well. The only thing I did find bad about them was about the Berserker bows was the sights. The sights weren't very adjustable, and I found that they never worked properly. So I went and bought a couple of laser sights, and they worked pretty well. Okay, down here, this white bag here is full of Hessian sandbags, and there's 50 in there at the moment. You never know when you're going to need a good sandbag. You know, if there's an emergency flood, you know, people come with guns or something like that. We don't really have that problem around here. Not necessarily a good thing, because, well, personally I'd feel more comfortable if everyone had guns than the current way it is, where everyone's disarmed and only a few people have guns and whatnot. and usually if they do, they're not very nice people. Saying that, I am a gun club member, and I do shoot regularly with rifles and handguns. I am proficient in both. But it's the questionable characters who think that they're just cool and don't respect the weapons. Anyway, these two large green bins here, they're personally not mine, they're my brother's preps. He has them full of freeze-dried beans and rice and what have you. Down here I have some pure water. It's called Pure-AU, it's just a brand. I've got 25 litres there at the moment. I did have a lot more, but I used some on a camping trip recently. And it's you know, non-fluoridated water, no chlorine, salt, whatnot. It's brilliant. You don't have to purify anything, you don't need to get chemical contamination out or anything like that. And it tastes awesome. This little silver pack here, I keep a quick 20 AAA batteries in for these two Batman torches. And the reason for that is, if it's night time or whatnot, you don't want to go searching for batteries. You just want to grab your torches or whatnot, grab your batteries, get out there and go. This large, well, not large, it's actually a medium to small size toolbox has all of my electronics and batteries in it. The reason for that is EMP. I'm not real sure on how I feel about it, all that sort of stuff, but it's better to be safe than sorry, so I keep it all in there, and just because there is quite a lot of stuff in there, I just keep it locked just in case. Now the locks in this shed will not stop someone if they want to get in, but there's always someone at my house, so it alerts us and gives us time to get up there and stop whoever's trying to get in. These are just a few extra tools and knives, axes, what have you. Just what wouldn't fit in my other storage area. I've got a couple of boot knives here. They're pretty good, and I've sharpened these all up to a razor. So they're very, very sharp and very, very good blades. They have a good curve to them, and a nice beveled edge. Got a cheap machete here. So I didn't want to waste money on a really expensive machete, just because it's just a piece of steel. You just sharpen it to how you want. I'm not going to use it that much, and if you are, then you can go out and buy yourself a nice 1095 steel or something like that, nice high carbon blade, but I won't use it that much, so I think only got a cheap one. Here I have a Force Recon, it says it's a USMC blade. I think it's just a copy. It's a tactical kukuri, however you say it, and it's actually quite a good blade. I have chopped up a fair few sticks with that. It's very good. You can probably use it as a machete if you wanted to. It is quite a long blade, just in comparison. So yeah, it is quite a good blade. I think it was about $50, so yeah. This axe here is a United Cutlery walking axe. You can see there it's got the little ridges there for holding while you're walking. And a little clip guard here. Also the Stonebreaker, very, very good. I use that all the time. Out of 10, I'd probably give it an 8. Given that it is a very good blade. I've chopped loads of wood with it, and the blade is still always razor sharp. The only downside with it, I believe, is the fiberglass composite handle. as strong as they are, I haven't been able to buy a replacement, and you know, for rules of redundancy, you always want a replacement handle for these sort of things. If they can break, it will. So yeah, these knives here, just a couple of cheap combat knives. One's a Tanto, and the other is just a standard combat knife with a flat bevel on the other side. So yeah, it's it's just that's one of my sheds. Sorry, not one of my sheds, one of my cupboards in my shed, and it's slowly coming along as it is. The electronics toolbox, I'll do another video on that later. I don't want to use all the time up on the camera. So we'll go over to this shed here. And before anyone asks, why all the security? I believe I said it before, is to not to stop people getting in, but just to alert us that they are coming in. Okay. So, first off, we'll start from the bottom actually. First off, we've got some little Wise long life food there. Just add hot water and wait a few minutes and they're good to go. I have tested them. They're all right. It's probably definitely better than living on spaghetti or something like that, or some canned food or Spam. Just to break up the routine of eating that stuff. In this box there is 50 ounces in 1 ounce sachets of sterile pure survival water. You can use it for medical use if you need to, yeah, I have 3 or 4 of those sachets in all of my bags. This bag down here, this little ACU bag, is basically just an outdoors equipment bag. I've got all my fishing gear in there, tents, ropes, pegs, fire equipment, that sort of stuff in there. Just all the luxury type items. So if I really had to bug out or something like that, there is a lot of forestry nearby my area and a fair few creeks. I don't know if I'd take this just because of how heavy it is. I do go on patrols and whatnot, just practicing and getting ready for that sort of situation. Yeah, I don't know. It is quite heavy, and as it stands, there's only 2 of us in my group at the moment. So we'll see how we go. But I've always got more gear than people, so redundancy. If we find extra people on the way, we can come back and get gear. Sorry about that, guys. The camera overheated apparently. Well done, Olympus. This is just a new camera I bought. I haven't seen that before. Anyway, these 2 shelves here have just my basic bug out packs, a couple of helmets. This one here I haven't done anything to yet. It's just the basic, those plastic ABS helmets that you can get off eBay for like $50. Obviously, because I live in Australia, we're not allowed military equipment. So what I did, I got this plastic helmet. I cut up a fair bit of Kevlar. You can buy Kevlar and rolls if you want to, but you can't own military equipment. That seems funny to me. And what I did I cut up Kevlar into probably 4 or 5 inch square pieces, and I got fiberglass resin and catalyst, and basically I made a fiberglass shell of Kevlar inside the helmet, and this is probably 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch thick, this Kevlar, and it's quite good. I've tested it. I had a dummy helmet and I did the same too. I shot a 308 at it and it stopped 308. So yeah, to me that's a pretty good test. It was only meant to be a basic test. It wasn't meant to be anything fancy. But it performed quite well. I was quite proud of it. So I've got a bug out bag with all your essentials for a basic bug out, or a patrol bag, what have you. Down here, underneath the helmet here, I've got armor plate vests. These do have armor plates in them. The plates I made, and they are 5mm steel with 1/2 inch of leather on the front. The leather is just to catch fragmentation, and the steel is to actually stop it, the bullet, or at least slow it down enough that it won't go as deep as it would have been into your body. I've got a K-bar here on front of my vest. I'll actually do another video on the vests. I'm altering one at the moment. This pack here I have is a full medical kit. I have, or what you might call a blowout kit. It's got everything from talcum powder to internal staplers and drop sheets, what have you. If you need to perform a serious medical procedure or something like that, yeah, this is your pack. It's got you sorted for everything. It's also got antibiotics and what have you, and painkillers, everything you could want. And I've also got another pack in the back, which is my personal bug out bag. At the top here I've got probably 5 by 10 meters of camo. It's only cheap camo, but it's still effective, or more effective than it would be if you're walking around in a blue t-shirt or something. And I have UV tested it on the side of my shed here, and it's held up quite well. I think that's been on there for about 2 years now, and there's no real significant loss of colour, and it still has good strength. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good positive camo netting. So yeah, that's my secondary storage shed. Hope this gave you ideas, and yeah, there's always more stuff that you can buy, but you gotta keep in mind you'll always have more than the people who don't have anything. So you'll always have a leg up, even if you only have a knife and a fire steel, something like that, you know. But yeah, this is just an introduction. Oh, I said I'd tell you why I'm prepping and what I'm prepping for. Basically, I'm prepping for I don't want to say democide, but our governments aren't looking too good, and this is across the board, across the world. The Western governments aren't doing that great, and I'm not saying that I'm, you know, an Eastern supporter or anything like that, because you know, China is pretty in the shit at the moment too, with the Hong Kong protesters, all those brave guys standing up to their government as well. I don't want to say that I'm hoping for anything like that, but it certainly seems that way in Australia, that it's going that way. We lose more rights every day by day, and yeah, it's getting pretty bad. Like in Australia, we think, oh yeah, well, we can't be as bad as the Yanks, you know, not to be against the Americans or anything, but Australia is much more down the rabbit hole than the US is, I believe. Especially now that they reckon there's Ebola here as well. That's just fantastic, isn't it? Our governments are really doing their jobs. You know, planned or not, you tell me. Yeah, I'm basically prepping for myself and my partner, while also trying to do some basic preps for my family, even though they aren't really into it. They believe it's a waste of money and what have you. Yeah, entitled to opinion, but yeah, we'll see who's right and who's wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. I'd like that to be the case, because I never want to really have to use this stuff in the sense of weapons and what have you. Yeah, my brother does some prepping, but yeah, I'm the one who's doing most of it. He stores food and what have you. I'm more looking at protection and non-detection as my key points of my prepping. So yeah, I also, you know, I have the EMP proof box, so I'm also covering my base there, and I also have a shipping container that I'm turning into a bunker, which I can bury at any time if I want to. So I'm also prepping for, you know, really bad natural disasters and what have you. And yes, but the situation in the world isn't looking real good lately, and I know people have been saying that for 30-40 plus years, but it just seems to get worse and worse, and people don't pay any attention. They just turn their heads, or in the case of someone I know personally, they say it's not happening, even when you show them the proof. And I guess that is a defense mechanism, but you know, it's not really a defense, it's a death sentence. So yeah, that's my point of view. I'd like to hear yours if you want to share. Just post a comment below, and yeah, I'll always reply. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. I'll be doing more videos shortly on additional equipment that I haven't shown, food preparations, and also I may do gear reviews as I go along. It really depends on what I purchase. You know, I'm not going to do a review on something that has 10,000 reviews already, but say something that I feel really passionately about, such as survival and stuff like that. I'll probably do videos on that, on wilderness survival, yeah, basic techniques, 5 C's, you know. Yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned.